Turning now to Washington, House Republicans pushing forward with a bill advancing President Trump's agenda, including making his 2017 tax cuts permanent. But now the caucus is facing some pushback from members of its own party. Emily Wilkins joins us now with much more. Emily, good morning.
Good morning, Frank. Well, yeah, lawmakers are trying to thread a bit of a needle here because businesses, many lawmakers, and Trump himself, they really want to make sure that when these 2017 tax packages re-upped, everything is made permanent. The problem is that under the process that Republicans are using for this, anything that's permanent must be fully paid for. So extending the tax package, it's estimated to cost $4.6 trillion, according to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office. But it's going to be really difficult to find $4.6 trillion in cuts to offset that. The House has only approved $1.5 trillion in cuts, and even that is hitting headwinds in terms of what's going to be on the chopping block. But Republicans are moving forward with what some are labeling as a budgeting gimmick. Most of the tax cuts passed in 2017 are still in place, and it would cost about $3.8 trillion to extend them. Much like you might already be paying $10 a month for a streaming service, and if you want to renew that subscription, it would still cost you $10 a month. But top congressional leaders basically want to say, you know, we've already factored this monthly $10 into our budget for a while, so it doesn't really cost us anything to keep going. So the $10 a month becomes zero for continuing streaming, and then the cost of extending that tax package drops by roughly $3.8 trillion. Now, different groups have some different estimates here, but even if you assume that there's still $800 billion needed to cover things like 2017 tax cuts that have since expired, it's much easier for lawmakers to find that $800 billion in pay-fors to offset that cost. And it also leaves more room for Republicans to do other things that Trump wants, like no tax on tips and raising the SALT cap. Now, some Republicans are nervous about calculating the cost this way. It's never been done before when it comes to taxes, and it could add additional trillions to the deficit. It's one of the big reasons Trump's tax agenda is in trouble this week in the House. A number of fiscal hawks have come out saying that they cannot support the bill, and it's not clear yet that it's going to have the votes to pass. Speaker Mike Johnson wants to put it on the floor tomorrow. Frank?
So we're also seeing some other pushback on the Trump agenda there in the House. Some congressional leaders actually trying to put forward a bill to limit the president's tariff powers. What's the latest on that?
So at this point, you are seeing a number of Republicans, both in the House and in the Senate, put forward this piece of legislation. But at this point, the main thing that we've heard from Johnson is that he wants to give Trump time. He doesn't think that Congress's role on tariffs is right now. He wants to give him a little leeway to negotiate, see what he does with some of these other countries. Frank, what I'm actually going to be watching for, not this week, not the next 2 weeks after that, because Congress is out of town, but when they come back, late April, early May, what is the political climate at this point? How much pushback are the American people giving on their representatives? And are they at a point where some of these measures might have a little more momentum than they do right now?